child pose. So bring your feet together and your knees out nice and wide and walk yourself out on your mat. If it feels uncomfortable to reach your arms forward, you can always bring your arms down by your ankles, your hands down by your ankles. You can also take any supports that feel wonderful for you. So, for example, a bolster. So just laying out over that bolster. You can always tuck something underneath your knees. So land in the pose that you want to be with for a little moment. Letting your forehead settle down into the ground or toward the ground. You can always place a block or a bolster or something underneath your forehead. And welcome yourself to your practice today. So here we are, finding ourselves again. Finding the earth supporting you, feeling that power and that strength and that goodness of the earth and its enormity, allowing you to settle into it in any way that you can. Feel the embrace of the space around you, the air, the sunshine, your home or wherever it is you are practicing right now. Feel its support and its embrace. And let the earth and the space around you invite you inward into your own internal experience. Welcoming yourself back to yourself if it's been a while since you've actually tuned in. Taking a nice deep breath. Let's walk the hands over to the left, placing the left hand on top of the right as an anchor point and drawing back through the right shoulder blade, drawing back through that outer right hip, creating some space between the ribs and the hips, and maybe even breathing the accordion of your rib basket open with an inhale and softening on an exhale. Find your edge for the stretch, and maybe you want to back off a little bit, given that we'll hold it for 2 more breaths. You can always back off of your experience. You can always modify your experience. You can always skip whatever it is that I'm sharing. We'll take 1 more big breath in here. And open your mouth and exhale. Aha. And we'll walk on over to the other side. And it's a stretch. The left hand is walking to the right. The right hand is anchoring on top of the left, and the left side this time gets its moment to shine, its moment to be cared for, to be attended to. There may, by the way, be some movement within your holds, your stretches, so like a little wiggle, or even just the way the breath moves you. Tune into the places that feel like they need your care and attention. We'll take another few breaths. Moving into spaces and places that you forgot you may have had. Last 2 breaths. You might feel that slow melting away of tension. We'll come back through center and come up on all fours just to cross your ankles and make your way to lying on your back. And give a good stretch out. So the hips, the fronts of the hips were quite shortened during that child pose. So give them some space here. Walk out one leg and then the other. Reach with your arm as well, maybe opposite arm or same arm. Reaching, getting longer through the middle. Your head might gently flow side to side, and this may be a moment just to form an intention for your practice. What would serve you today? What would guide you today? Give a little wiggle out for your hips as you come into a sense of what would be great for your practice and maybe your week or your day. And then we'll walk the legs over together over to the left side of the mat. And arms reaching overhead, also walk them over to the left side of the mat. So you've got this incredible crescent shape or banana shape to your body. And then you're going to take your left hand to your right wrist and give a tug. And you're turning your right toes toward the left. And the left heel lands on the outer edge of that right foot for a little anchored stretch. So you might feel this anywhere along the right side body. Breathe into your sensation, what you feel. Deepen into that experience. You might have story around it or wonder around it. Reach through the edges and ends of your limbs. Feel perhaps your belly expanding. We'll take one more breath. And gently soften, release. Come through the middle, feet to the ground. Arms have a little dance toward the sky and knees windshield wiper side to side. Releasing any tension. And then extend the legs back out and the arms overhead and just take a moment in the middle to stretch. And then walk the legs over to the right, legs come together. And walk the arms overhead also to the right. And right hand takes the left wrist. Give a tug. You'll feel it. And the left toes turn to the right and that right heel lands on the outer edge of your left foot for an anchor point, and you might get an incredible stretch through the hip, maybe through the shoulder. Noticing how the spaces in between, giving them some space, might serve other parts of your body. Take some breaths. Invite in the goodness. Imagining fresh energy coming in on your inhales and releasing anything that doesn't serve on your exhales. We'll release this stretch and come back to the middle, and again, feet to the ground, arms to the sky like you're strumming a harp with your arms, and the knees windshield wiper side to side. And we'll land with the feet to the ground and reaching your arms around like you're hugging yourself. So the right elbow is closest to your head. And you're reaching your hands around as far as you can towards your shoulder blades. And we're just going to rock it side to side. So you'll get a stretch for the back of the shoulders. See if you can drop your shoulders down away from your ears. And your knees can also come into the picture for a little stretch for the legs. And then reach the arms out wide, a big hug, lengthening the arms out on the mat, on the ground, reaching through the fingertips, and then switching the hug so the left elbow is closest to your head, and reach around for your shoulder blades and rock. It's a gentle rock, it's a small rock, your choice of how far you go, but it's like you're rolling on your back, like you've got a scratch between your shoulder blades and you want to just rub it. Check in with your head. We'll take another breath with this. Reaching the arms big out wide. Lengthen the legs up to the sky. Give your ankles a kick and your heels a kick with to your butt. And then we'll rock on up to a seat and have a seat. Let's move those shoulders around a little bit, activate them, get them moving forward, up, back, and down. Welcoming your shoulders and your neck and your head into some movement. If there's a place that feels like, oh, it's a little creaky or sticky or gluey, pause and just do what feels right. Stretch or move or just breathe into it. Let's bring the elbows and the wrists and the fingertips into our movement now. Let's bring our breath in. And we'll take some big backstrokes. And follow these backstrokes with your eyes so that your torso and your head also come into the movement. Next time the right hand is back behind you, left hand comes to right knee and twist. And you could either have your hand down on the ground, or you could reach it back kind of parallel to the ground and reach back a little further. See what's possible for you. If this is uncomfortable, find the position that works in your body. Shoulders drop away from ears and head moves around just a little bit to stretch. If you want the right hand, the back of the right hand comes to the back of the heart, turn, twist. Left hand is guiding those knees toward the left, and everything else is twisting toward the right. 2 more breaths. Find your place, your space. Last breath. Unwind, reach those arms up high just for a stretch. Interlace the fingers, palms rise, shoulders drop. Sides of the body, which we've already nicely opened, get a stretch and a length. Draw the belly in to support that. Right hand comes to left knee and twist the other way. And breathe. And just find your journey with this. Again, the left hand could be down on the ground, and or it can be come off the ground parallel to the ground and kind of pressing back behind you. See where your edge is with this, what is possible in your body today. Option to wrap the left arm around the back of the hand, back of the heart, and keep on twisting, shoulders relaxing, head moving around a little bit, just to get the stretches through the neck. Twist and turn, guiding yourself all the way from deep in your belly. Last breath. Let's unwind, come around, just have a little dance, and let's move our way into all fours. And cats and cows come into the picture, so drop the belly, lift the chin, lift the tail, find your inhale. Shoulders, by the way, drawing away from ears, and then exhale, round it out, head drops, tail drops, belly squeezes in and up. The back of the shoulders open. Moving between inhale and exhale, finding your cats and cows. Finding your spine, saying hello, good day to you. Moving the way you want to, moving the way you need to. Last few breaths. One more round, inhale. One more round, exhale. Walk the knees together, take a breath in. And on exhale, gaze past the right shoulder toward the right ankle, left hip juts out. C-shape to the spine, really nice opening all the way through the hip. Inhale through center and exhale off to the other side. Hip drops, side spine opens. You might unweight the left hand. And you move through this now through your own pacing, a few rounds. You might pause and hold the stretch. That might feel the best in your body today. Last 2 each side. Again, your own way. And come on back through center. Curl your toes under. Have a seat back on your heels. Hands to the chest and fingertips even under the collarbones. Just a little moment to circle the shoulders and free up the chest and move the head around if that feels good for you. Because we're heading to downward dog land. So let's come on back. Hands plant at the top of the mat. Curl your toes under. Rise your way up to down dog. And here we have it. We've landed. You may choose to bend one knee and then the other. Just drawing one hip back and then the other. That should feel absolutely delicious. Make sure you're finding your breathing. Inhale and exhale. Spread your palms, come to a moment of stillness, spread your feet. Soften your heels down toward the mat. Lift your sitting bones up toward the sky. Draw your belly in. Draw your shoulder blades back towards your hips. And breathe. Some really beautiful conscious breaths. Nod your head yes. Keep breathing. Shake it out no. Reach your right leg up and back. Press back through that right heel. Press forward through your palms. Bend your right knee. Roll your hip open. Pressing your right foot towards your left shoulder. A little invitation to drop your right chest and shoulder down in opposition to this. And then take a circle out for your right knee. And if you're preferring to do longer holds, you can skip these movements. It's up to you what gives your body the best support. Reach your right leg back, lengthen out through the whole long lines of your limbs. And then exhale, draw in, knee toward nose. And we'll step the right foot forward and dip down gently onto your left knee. Sink in through your hip. So let the front of your left hip get a gorgeous stretch. And then turn your right toes out to about 2 o'clock and come up on the knife edge of that right foot. Hello to the right hip. And then any movements that feel good for you. You could also choose stillness. You might also come down on your forearms or on a block. So see what feels good in your body. Movement, stillness, stretching, mobility. Meet me on the outer edge of that left leg, left hip. Right foot is still to the ground, the knife edge of that foot. Could be on your forearm or up higher. And maybe you turn to spin toward the back of the mat. Opening your chest, opening those shoulders. See what's possible for you this particular practice. Where's your head at? Take another breath wherever you are. Feel into sensation that is now. And then unfurl, unwind. Turn your right toes to face forward. Sink back on your left heel and reach out over that right leg. Maybe you reach with your hand. Maybe the hands support a lengthening of the crown forward, a drawing of that outer right hip back. Breathe into the back of your heart. One more big breath in. A nice sigh out. Rise your way on up. Let's find a standing split for some sparkiness. Standing on that right foot, launching your left look high to the sky. Head bows heavy. Take a big breath in here. And let's step it back strong to the high plank. Pause here. Reach back through your heels. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Lengthen forward through the crown. Just 2 breaths. Feeling your strength, feeling your length. One more breath. Knees down, chest down, chin down. Just pause there. Lift your tail feathers into the sky. And go ahead, belly down, forehead down. Reach your arms forward and draw your belly in. Feel like a little mouse could crawl underneath your belly, between the ground and the belly. And then go ahead, lift your left leg up. Just take a moment with that. And return it and reach your right leg up and take a breath. And return it. And this time when the left leg reaches up, lift your right arm up. And draw that belly in like a little mouse could crawl underneath between the ground and your belly, and release arm and leg, and then other one, left arm, right leg, forehead to the ground. Draw the belly in. 2 more rounds each side, your timing. Squeezing that belly in the whole time and breathing the whole time. Last one, wherever you are. Come on up on your forearms for Sphinx pose and just feel, draw your elbows back, crawl your belly forward, broaden those collarbones. As a matter of fact, walk your fingertips wide on the mat, elbows stay in close. And draw the elbows back and feel a little, maybe a little burn through the shoulders. That might feel, hopefully it feels good. Squeeze the belly in for support. Really reach through the legs for support. Open the chest. One more breath. Turn the hands to face forward and let your hands replace your forearms and rise up a little higher. Lifting the chest, broadening the collarbones. Big breath in. Elbows glued in close to the body. Exhale, press back, child pose. Hips back toward heels. This is where we started. Just take a little measure, like have things changed. Breathe into the back of your heart. And find yourself back to downward dog over the next breath or two. Landing in it, really enjoying. Walking the feet together, lifting the left leg high. Bend your left knee, roll your hip open. And a little invitation to drop that left chest toward the ground in opposition to the opening of the hips. You could stay here and or circle that left knee out if that feels good for you. Listen to your body and really what your body responds to these days. Lifting your left leg back and up, pressing your palms forward and down. Get long, big breath in. Exhale, we step the left foot forward. Dip down gently onto the right knee. Sink in through your hips so that right front of the hip gets a gorgeous, gorgeous stretch. And then turn your left toes to face about 10 o'clock. And check for gum under the sole of that left foot. Come up on the knife edge of the foot. Move around and or stay in a stretch. You could also come down on forearms or blocks. Just see what feels really right in this moment. Everything changes day to day, moment to moment. We're working with what is here right now. Meet me on the outer edge of that right leg, outer hip, outer thigh. Foot is flexed. Left foot's to the ground, and if possible, turn twist toward the back of the mat. Really nice opening for the chest, for the shoulders. Check in with your head. How does it want to move? Find your belly in every part of your practice that you can. One last breath. How much of yourself can you feel through our practice? Turn your left toes forward. Sink back through your hips, lengthen out that left leg nice and long, and just take a moment or two to reach back through your outer left leg, hip, and forward through the heel and crown of head. Stretching open, creating space. One more breath. Flying into our standing split. Standing on the left foot, launching your right leg as high as you can, bowing your head. Imagine you could fly the right leg to the sky while staying grounded and tethered through the left foot. One more breath. Step on back strong, high plank. Come on down, knees down, chest down, chin down. A little wiggle worm for the spine and lower your body down. This time, reach your arms back. You could either interlace your hands or just reach them back like in an airplane. Forehead could be to the mat or up. Reach the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulders together. Rise the arms, rise the legs. Maybe you rise the head. Reach the arms out to the side. Rotate the arms a little bit. Palms come forward, palms come back. What's here for you? And then reach the arms forward, lift the arms, lift the legs, take a breath, inhale. Exhale, release down nice and easy. Find your way to an upward dog shape, lifting the chest, drawing the elbows in nice and close. Big breath in. Exhale, press on back, child pose. And downward facing dog, make your way there. Take a big breath in and bend your knees and look forward. And just for fun, you could find some hops to the top. If you're not up for that, crawl on forward. Meet me at the top with a forward bend. Head down, hips high. Feet as wide as you like and knees as bent as you like. And just take a couple of easy breaths to release out any strain or stress. Take some movements if that feels good to let go of the holding, of the freeze. Melt away the winter that might still be in our bodies here in the Northeast. Take hands to the back of the head or hair and give a nice sweep down the back of the neck and into the scalp, and maybe you pull your hair or give a touch to a place that's tender, maybe your forehead or your eyes, your jaw. Release. Take another breath or two. And bend your knees and roll your way up nice and slow to standing, finding your way at the top. Once you're there, go ahead and turn those shoulders and elbows and wrists like we did before. And reach the arms high, standing firm through the feet. We are going to take an eagle pose. So we'll wrap the right arm underneath the left. And if that's too much, you could always just hug like we did at the beginning. The left elbow will be on top. The arms are reaching back for your shoulders. Otherwise, hands clasp kind of in line with your face, and the shoulders drop, but the elbows lift, and the hands press away from the face. This is such a great shoulder stretch. So the right arm is underneath. So we'll swing the right leg up and over and across like you're crossing your knees. You could always bring your right toes to the ground or float them in the sky for more of a balance. And there's our hip stretch, squeezing those inner thighs, feeling yourself here. Take a breath, lift the elbows, press your hands from your face. One more breath. Release and just swing it around. Swing the arms, swing your body. We often do our twist around. Let's land into that, kind of tapping the chest and the back. Flying the arms, flinging the arms. And slow it down, and once again find a stand, find a moment. Find your feet and the earth beneath. Find all the beautiful space around you. Feel your breath inside of you, a little check-in internally. Reach the arms up, and we'll swing the left arm under and just take a moment to land it. You could always reach hands back towards shoulders, hugging yourself, and or reach the elbows high, press your hands away from your face. Left elbow is underneath, so we swing the left leg up and around and squeeze those inner thighs so that the hips get their time. It can be done with the toes, just barely touching the ground, but there's a squeeze play for the inner thighs, a squeeze for the arms. We'll take one more breath here. Inhale. Lift those elbows, press the hands from the face, drop the shoulders. Swing it out, release, let those arms fly and let them land on your body again, those nice loose fists. Ah, breathe into it. Love it. Mm, mm. Meet me with the arms flowing high. Inhale and exhale, swan dive forward and down. Lift and lengthen, flat back, reach out long and strong, belly in. Exhale, step or jump it, high plank, try it out, low push up. Maybe your knees come down. Inhale to up dog, open the heart. Exhale, down dog, pull it on back. Reach the right leg up to the sky, breath in. Let's step the right foot forward and stay on the ball of the left foot. You can always drop the left knee to the ground. Give a little bounce out to the body. Just find its ease. Flow the arms to the sky and interlace the thumbs and take a little back bend here. We'll take one breath, bending your right knee forward, spreading your left heel back. Inhale. And we'll fly into dancers. Right arm high, left hand takes left foot, knees together, tailbone drops, pubic bone lifts. If you want, lift the back leg a little higher for even more stretch for the front of the hip. We take a breath, and then we swing wide warrior two. And just let those shoulders dance. Reverse your warrior, walk your fingertips skyward, and if you like, reach hands down the back and up the back to take a little bind. So it's just the elbows leading the way. Hands are clasped or nearly clasped. Open the right side body, open that right tricep, and meet me at a side angle, right elbow to thigh, left arm over the left ear. Gorgeous stretch for the left side. A little bit of a updraft into the left side, so you're not collapsing, but you're rising in your pose. You're using the ground as a rebound. Maybe there's a half bind here for you or a full bind. Spin your heart to the sun. Circle that left shoulder if it's there for you. One more breath. Spin to face the front. Drop your left knee down. Sink back through your hips. Take a couple breaths here. One more breath. Feel the stretch for the back of the right leg. And then flow through your vinyasa, stepping back with the leg, high plank. Maybe you go straight to down dog, or maybe, you do a different variation of your vinyasa. Eventually landing in down dog. See what's best for you. Once you've arrived in that dog, just take a moment to touch your breath and touch your stretch. Launching the left leg high to the sky, stepping into a high lunge. Left foot steps, stay on the ball of the right foot. Rise. Take a moment to just shimmy out any tension. Feel into your power as well as your release. Breathe into the shape, wherever it is, whatever it is. Interlace the thumbs and enjoy a back bend. Stretch for the front of the right thigh, by the way. And then we're going to fly into our dancers. So the left arm stays high. We stand on the left foot and the right hand reaches for the right foot. And this is a balance, of course. So you might be really focused on staying balanced. If you've got it and you want to come deeper, you lift that back leg a little higher. And there's that gorgeous stretch for the front of the right hip. Take a breath wherever you are. Meet me in warrior two. Shake off any of the willies you need to shake off. Reverse your warrior. And if it feels okay and good, clasp hands behind you. So left elbow is high, right elbow is low for that reverse. Inhale. Meet me in the side angle, left elbow to left thigh, right arm overhead. And again, there's a grounding, but a rising all at once. This is always happening. It's a beautiful recirculation of our energy. Maybe there's a half bind and or a circle for that right shoulder. Tailbone is solid, heart is flowing. One more breath wherever you are. Unwind, drop down on your right knee, send your right hip back, sink in, lengthen out. Breathe it all. Enjoy. Last breath or two. And find your way back to down dog, any way you want to get there. Maybe it's through a whole vinyasa, maybe it's partial. Listen to your body's wisdom and your energy. Push yourself to your degree. Land in the dog. Where are you grounding and where are you rebounding out of the ground? Give your head a little shake out. Feel your spine and your breath whispering to your spine. Launch your right leg high, breath in, and we're going to find our pigeon pose. Now, this could also be done on your back if you wish. And make sure you've got supports that feel good in your body. So there are so many different kinds of supports you could use. I love a bolster out in front of me, or even I'm just pulling together what I've got around me, block and cushion, bowing in. You might also choose to stay high. We're targeting the outer right hip and thigh, and we're going to stay for several breaths for a few minutes, a couple minutes. So make sure you feel like you could stay in this pose all day. And that might mean, by the way, placing something underneath your right hip. It might mean placing something underneath your left thigh. So see what supports can give you as you explore this pose for a slightly longer hold today. So, and if you don't feel like doing a hold, you don't have to. If you feel like you'd rather or can only do this on your back, that is also a great option. So settle yourself in if you're not already and just sink into sensation. We were talking about the yin style of yoga and how staying in poses for a long time will give the fascia a chance to hydrate and sort of find its plasticity, its ability to shift shape out of something that might be stuck. So when we stay for a longer time, that can happen. It also happens anyway in our yoga practice. And, you know, the older that I get, the more I realize I need to stretch my body and hold my stretches for a little bit longer. And maybe even have a plan or a target as to what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. These are all important parts of our practice. More awareness, more consciousness around what we're doing. There's more intention, more clarity in what our body needs. Perhaps even just more time to focus on our bodies. Feel into where this stretch is happening for you. It could be not where you expect it to be. We'll stay for a little bit longer. Request for some longer holds and poses today. So we're going for it. Just exploring like we're, expanding out into a wilderness that we haven't met yet, and we're just so curious about what's there. Let's take 30 more seconds here. And if you need to come out anytime, you do. Just a few more moments, 2 more, 3 more breaths. And instead of moving on to another pose, let's just take a quick integrative pose on our backs, just lying on your back and feeling what you notice. We didn't take a pre-test, but just notice here what's going on. Like, oh, my right hip feels heavier to the ground, actually. Wow, that's different. Or I can breathe more deeply. Or just I'm more in tune with my body, whatever it might be. So we are going to take the second side. So go ahead and find your way. If you were on your back, you can do that again. Otherwise, you might flow through a whole vinyasa or a partial vinyasa. We might come from the downward dog, taking a moment also in down dog just to feel, maybe moving things around a little bit, just to feel. When you're ready, the left leg launches and steps to the right wrist, and sides could be very different. So you might need a different set of supports. You might have a whole different set of sensations. That's wonderful and normal. Set yourself up here for a bit of a longer hold. We could hold even longer, but we're just kind of checking this out. You might put something underneath your left hip or even underneath the front of your right hip thigh, out in front of you. See what feels good, and go ahead and just settle yourself in slowly, moment by moment, to the pose, allowing yourself to really explore like like an adventurer, an explorer would do, like sweeping through your body, noticing the sights, noticing the geography. Maybe you're making a map of new territory that you've never made before. Maybe you're very familiar with the territory and you're just highlighting, like, oh, this is a special part of my map that I want to notice, and what constellates around it or near it or not even near it. Maybe it's your left hip and your center of your forehead that you notice. Maybe it's simply the bliss of your breath, and that is all good. Maybe you're noticing just what's good. Really building on that. This is important work. Of course, the slowing down. Sometimes we just need time. Let's take another 30 seconds or so. Maybe you feel things like gently rearranging. It's great. Last 3 breaths. in your own timing, finding your way out, again to lying on your back so that you can really tune in and feel what's here. Take your time with it. Lengthening legs and noticing what might have shifted. Just taking some sweet spring breaths in and out of your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And we're going to end with a supported bridge pose. Kind of the same idea with a bit of a longer hold. So bring your feet to the ground and find your block. And, we'll be holding it for a couple minutes. So make sure that the height feels good and right for you. And you can keep your feet to the ground. You could choose to bring your arms into the W shape. So the elbows kind of like bat wings. The elbows kind of coming closer toward your body and the fingertips kind of broaden away. So there's a ability to kind of draw your shoulder blades underneath you. So you might have a bit of a focus on the shoulders as a wonderful focus point for holding this pose. You could just keep your knees bent, and this is a great balancer for the pelvis. You could also play with walking out one leg at a time or both legs out long. So there's this magical hip stretch on the fronts of the hips. So see what feels good. Something I'm not mentioning might feel even better. But let's stay with it for a couple minutes. You can always shift positions in any of these longer holds. Some of us are fidgeters and want to move a lot, and if you're someone like that, you could go with that, or you could say, I'm going to try something a bit different today, and kind of try to stay with something, even if it means backing off of a stretch. Just another few breaths. And we'll gently, gently press through the feet to lift the block and come on down nice and slow. Hug your knees in for a moment and take a rock, and we'll go ahead and take a twist from one side to the other. And you can stay in the twist as long as feels right and good for you. Switching to the other side as you're ready. Taking any last minute poses or stretches that feel good. There's still some time for that. So you might stay longer in the twists, or you might choose some core work or an inversion, or you may want to go back to a pose. Give yourself another minute or so to kind of wind down your practice. If you're ready for an early Shavasana, it's not that early, but you'll have a little extra time. Finding your way to a rest, to a place where you can just relax and receive the support of the earth. And if there are any bolsters or blankets or eye pillows that support that really complete letting go, then really set yourself up for that beauty. This is a pose, and it's also a pose where you are just letting yourself be. And maybe every pose leads to that. But this is a place that we as modern day humans really need to focus our attention, is on the just being part. So really surrender to the not doing. Let yourself be held by the space around you. And by me, I'm going to be attending to the time and kind of energetically holding the space. Give yourself the gift of trust, and I'll be here. I'll call us out in a few minutes. And let yourself sink down to the deepest depth in this moment with a breath. Just imagine just a full release. Letting the ground recharge you and fill you up with potential. Finding that inhale, kind of filling up, and the exhale, just releasing to the earth, receiving its gifts and wonders and magic. And let that start to move you, little movements through fingers and toes, letting the head roll easy. Oh, any movements or stretches or touches, maybe coming back to a hug, massage, or anything that feels right, rolling on your side and pausing and reminding yourself what it is to be alive and well. Giving yourself an extra boost. Rising up to seated in your own timing and letting your hands find their way to the heart, your beautiful, pulsating, alive heart that carries so many stories and maybe heartaches and heartbreaks and big swelling moments of elation and love. This body, this being is able to experience all of the emotions. They flow through us like friends visiting us. Bow down with your eyes to your hands and your heart to acknowledge all that you can hold and all that you can release. Coming back to an essence that has nothing to do with emotion, maybe. Rising your thumbs to your third eye center to lift you and lift you and lift you. And we take a moment to just connect to one, all, everything, and we'll from there bow. Namaste all.